I hadn't realised also until today when I was researching you, and also someone sent in this question, Shawnee in the Wrestling. What was it like to work under Jim Cornette in Smoky Mountain Wrestling? I had no idea you were there, but you were on the very first episode.
Smoky Mountain was cool as hell, treated good. First time I ever met Chris Candido.
Yes.
And he's telling me how much of a fan he is of mine. And I respected him as, look, black trunks, black boots, Chris Candido. I'm a heel. No Tammy, none of that. And my most memorable match, excuse me, I will never, ever forget working with Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful. He's from Florida. He's an icon. He's a friggin' legend. In my eyes, there's only a few that I will say who the real total package is. One of them, number one, is Paul Orndorff. Mm-hmm. The look, the wrestling technical aspect, the brawler, the amateur background, the face, the tan. He's flawless. He's the Mr. Perfect. Everything about him. One of the best kicks in pro wrestling. To this day, I still can't do it. I call it a floating kick. Goes up with the right and hits you with the left. It's incredible. Watch it. I've never seen anybody else do it. I work with him.
Best pile driver as well, maybe?
Oh, yes. Him, Bob Orton Jr., and I had a broken neck. Yeah. And I'm nervous. And they promised me they'll take care of me. And they did. So did Undertaker on the Tombstone. And so did Don Morocco on the Tombstone. And other people. And those both, especially Bob Orton Jr., they do the jumping pile driver. Okay. That's the finish. I'm working with Paul. And he goes, I don't do this too often, Barry. He says, I want you to throw me outside. And the guy on the handheld camera that's around the ring, I want you to throw my head right into that camera. Nobody gets to do that with Paul Orndorff. I felt so honored and flattered that he trusted me. He doesn't need to kiss my ass. He's Paul Orndorff. He's the man that went toe-to-toe on Saturday night in the cage with Hulk Hogan. Greatest finish ever. Who hits the floor first? Mm-hmm. And the clock's counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Whoever thought of that, genius. So that was my, I only was there maybe a year or whatever. And I'm in the restroom. I see J.J. Dillon. Barry, I noticed you were at Smoky Mountain and I saw you on Global. What's up with that? And I go, JJ, if you give me a contract, I will stay with you and never go anywhere. I said, but this is what I do for a living. I'm going to Japan in a few weeks. And all of a sudden, the gimmick comes up and all of a sudden I'm signing a contract in Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow.
Like they wanted it now before somebody else. You know, see what I mean?
Yeah.
I know where that was going. Somebody in WCW, I'm assuming.
Well, I'm actually going to give you a list of people you wrestled. Brian Lee a couple of times, Tim Horner, Danny Davis, Dixie Dynamite, Robert Gibson. You're also in a tag match. You were tagging with Rick Rogers against Hector Guerrero and Joey Maggs as well. So you're only in there about 7 months as well. I think there's only 9 matches.
Smoky Mountain?
Probably, yeah, Smoky Mountain. Yeah, you probably did some more matches, but these are the ones I can see.
Probably, yeah. Tim Horner's another one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's my forte to be with guys like that and Brady Boone. The list goes on and on. Hector Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko. It's just my cup of tea, if you will. Mm-hmm. But if you want me to go out there with Trucker Norman, I can do that too.
Trucker Norman, blinking out. That's a name. Yeah, that's a name from the past as well. I didn't write him down at all. Before I get off Smoky Mountain, I always have to ask Jim Cornette as a boss, as a payoff man, and any funny Jim Cornette stories you've got.
No, actually, I would talk to Jim. He would cut up a little bit. He's always busy. I never was degraded, yelled at, treated wrong. When he was in WWF, I didn't get to see him that much. He was in a different slot. He was in the war room. Mm. Okay, so that's about it. The only thing I was stunned is I got an email about a year and a half ago that he mentioned me on his show because somebody wrote in, and I think it was a rib because they said their name was Mark Horowitz.
Right.
Okay, maybe there is a Mark Horowitz, but not with, he's not my brother or anything like that.
Maybe he's a Mark IV Horowitz.
Maybe that too. And I think Jim knew it, but he went with it, which is smart. He didn't put it over, bottom line. Mm-hmm. And they emailed it to me, and I said, wow, that was nice of Jim. And he's always funny, but you could tell when he's being straight and shooting. And he just put me over, and it was really nice that he actually gets it. You know, it's a shame some of these guys in the business, they don't get it to go, well, you know why you're in that match, because no, it has nothing to do. It's the power of the pencil, and the pencil has an eraser. Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to.